right in the kisser.
Hey, how the devil are you? Right, look at this. Got the Arylic H50. This is a wireless multi-room full digital hi-fi amplifier. Ooh! It's got Tidal Connect, works with Manetna, okay? Apple AirPlay, multi-room, flipping heck, and it's got more connections than you can shake a stick at. So, let's get this out of the box and see what we've got. Okay, here it is. Looks pretty decent, well made. Got your volume on the front. And that will take you through your inputs there, or your sources if you want to call them that. You got an on-off button here. The feet of it, they could put better feet on. I wish they put more sturdy feet on these amps. That's a waste of a wish, isn't it? I could have wished for £2 million. Instead, I wished for rubber feet on an Arylic H50. There you go. It would be better if you look at the SMSL amps. You got to really push them to move them. So I think a lot of these companies need to start putting better feet on them, not so slidey. Especially when the wire at the back pulls on them, and sometimes it just pulls them back. Anyway, I'm digressing. Going on about too much about flipping feet. Here's the remote. So on the remote you have everything you need. So the pause, play and skip track will work with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Doesn't work with the PC connection. It won't control the PC at all. And then you've got your inputs there: phono, line in, optical, ARC, Bluetooth, and there's your USB PC. One thing it doesn't have on it is the Wi-Fi. Odd. Maybe they think that you can control it from your phone. I'm not sure. Maybe it automatically connects when you turn the Wi-Fi on. Potentially, I don't know. Anyway, I'll have to check that. You've got tone controls as well on here. So as well as the graphic equalizer on the app, you've also got your tone controls. You've got flat there where you can tone controls, bass, treble, and flat. And that'll put them back to 0 dB. Then you've got your favorites here, which you can do that via the app, I believe. So there's your favorite buttons there. One doesn't do anything at the moment, but I believe that's what that is. Anyway, so you've got an ESS 9023P saber DAC in there. Now that is a bit long in the tooth. It's getting on a bit now. That it's quite a few years old. And it's not their top of the line DAC, but however, it's decent enough and it does the job. And what it does it well, okay? It's also got a Qualcomm QCC 3040 Bluetooth chip. And that's 5.2 with aptX HD. Good to see aptX HD on it. And you've got Wi-Fi 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, so you can switch between the two. That's pretty cool. It is rated at 50 watts per channel, but that is into 4 ohms, and it's 30 watts into 8 ohms. Now, there's a switch on the back, which you've probably seen it in the unboxing, where you can switch between 4 ohms and 8 ohms. Now, Yamaha amps, I mean, I've seen it on the S301, 501, 701 and 801. And I think they have it on some of their other amps as well, where there's an impedance switch where you can switch back and forth from 8 ohms to 4 ohms and stuff. Now, Gene at Audioholics, and he's well versed in these things. He says, don't touch it, leave it on 8 ohms, leave it on high. And I tend to agree with him, okay? So it came with it set on 4, but I slapped it onto 8. Right? I leave it on 8 and on 8 ohms, for no matter what speaker you use. It's up to you, try it. If you have got a dedicated 4 ohm speaker, try it, see what you think. But I personally would just leave it on 8 ohms. Let's have a quick look at the 4Stream app. And so here you got device. First of all, let's go to browse, and you can see all your different apps there you can use. Then you got your sources at the bottom: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB DAC, etc, etc. So you got that there. You can have your own music as well. And you got your device then. So here you can rename it if you want. You can put it in your library. If you've got one of them, who has a library? Speak for yourself, yeah. What? But there we are. If you've got a library, fill your boots, you're in. There we go. I'm going to come back to the EQ in a second. You've got preset content where you can put your favorites in there. Audio settings. Now, what I did with this, so you can see here, you got sample rate and bit depth. So I changed it over. I think it came at 44 hertz, 16-bit, 44 kilohertz, sorry. And so I changed it to 192 kilohertz, 24-bit, because that's what I wanted. Let me go back, and then what we got there. Here you can change it from, you could have it just on 5 gigahertz only. My router, for my American chums, router, okay, is in the other room. So I'm going to leave that switched off because it's probably going to connect to 2.4 gigahertz band. There you go. Now, this is what I'm interested in here. Yoink. Last time I used this app, it only had a bass and treble control, but I think it's been updated because here we have an EQ. Yay! It's got quite a lot of presets on it there. A lot of presets. And obviously you can do your own custom one there where you can just do what you want and save it there then. So I've tried it on streaming, I've tried it on Wi-Fi, I've tried it connected to the PC, although from the PC it only comes through, I think, CD quality, around about there, I think. So I think it might be a little bit higher at 48 kilohertz, but I think that's all you get from the PC. You do get 192 24-bit, I think, via the optical cable, optical in. I did try the phono stage, and it's moving magnet and moving coil, which is mental, okay? But I gotta say, it's all right. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing, okay? I would say if you've got an Audio Technica turntable with a built-in phono stage, it sounds a bit like that. It's not the worst I've ever heard, but it's all right. It's passable, and it's there if you need it. Also, you've got HDMI ARC, so you can connect your TV up to it and create a 2.1 system with that subwoofer out. They probably sound better than most soundbars. But at the end of the day, it's nighttime. At the end of the day, right? How does it sound? Does it sound good? Well, look, I've put it up. It's a bit of an unfair test, really, because I've put this up. I did a sound test between this and these two. So the SMSL Raw DAC 1, which I think is about 350 quid to buy, and the SMSL Raw HA1 all-in-one amplifier. I'm using the SMSL DAC 1 as the preamp and DAC, and the output stage is coming from the SMSL HA1. So them, and I think the HA1 comes in around 200 quid. So you're looking at 550 quid's worth there, okay? So a little bit of an unfair comparison, but anyway, nonetheless, I've done it. So, right. So anyway, enough of me blabbing on. Have a listen to this sound test and we talk about what we think after. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. I do think that the SMSL combo was slightly more open. I thought it was a bit more of an open soundstage, a little bit better than the mid-range. But apart from that, I think the Arylic H50 sounded pretty good. It was all right. And that was via the PC, so that's only getting CD quality. I say only, I mean CD quality is pretty good. But, you know, I think that, yeah, it performed pretty well, I think. Now, one thing I will say is in previous streamers from Arylic, I've always had to hardwire them because I always get a bit of an issue with the Wi-Fi. Some people say they're fine with it, but I've always had an issue with the Wi-Fi. It's a bit intermittent. Nothing but perfect with this one. No problems with the Wi-Fi whatsoever. Connected every time. There was no dropouts, no glitchiness, nothing like that. So that was good to see. So I think they may have made some improvements on the Wi-Fi chip, and also they've updated the app, which is also good to see. It's a shame really I don't have a WiiM amp here to give a comparison, because this is going up against the WiiM amp, although the WiiM amp is a little bit more expensive and doesn't have a phono stage. So that's one advantage it's got over it, is a little bit cheaper. Not by much, I think 20 or 30 quid. I think it's cheaper if you get it direct from Arylic than on Amazon. But it would have been good to have that WiiM amp here just to do a comparison between the two. But there we are. I haven't got one. And WiiM haven't sent me one. And I can't afford to buy one. Anyway, that's come to the end of the video. I will catch you in the next one.